All right, so after the workouts, it's important to eat. It's a very good timing for the protein and the carbs. So what I try to get in is I try to get red meat after I work out, whether it be ground beef or steak, and then I try to also get another 100 to 150 grams of carbs to replenish the stores of energy that I use during my workout and to build the muscle and to create a finely tuned strength machine that I'm using to win world championships. Big mistake people make is they think it has to be immediately after a workout. You won't be able to get enough food in your system right after workout. You gotta be hungry. You gotta let your body be able to. So if you can get it within an hour and a half, even 2 hours after a workout, you're gonna be in a decent window, and your body's gonna process everything that it needs to. So don't rush it. Make sure you're getting enough food, because if you force it, you're gonna undereat, and that's a no-go when you're trying to get big and strong.
For the general person and talking the differences in different strength fitness sports, your diet versus someone who eats cleaner, just kind of give me the differences.
So my diet versus someone such as a CrossFit athlete or a normal person looking to change their body composition is going to be very different. I will be eating a lot more food quantity, so with that comes less cleanliness in the food, right? Some people are more worried about fats than I am. Some people are more worried about carbs than I am. I'll get regular ground beef because it's dense, has calories. I'll mix that in with eggs, whereas normal people wouldn't do that because they're not worried about the calories. I'll mix beef with ramen because it's very dense caloric-wise and carbohydrate, and then you get the protein in there with the fats. And I'm trying to just kind of eat 2 times more than the normal person that's trying to kind of be healthier and lose weight, because I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain strength. It's a very different journey on the fitness spectrum. So,
for your current strength / weight goals, do you have a weight that you're trying to get up to be competitive, or is it just as the strength comes, just feeling how your body's doing?
So, essentially, I do have a target kind of weight that I'm looking for. I'm looking to get up to 280 pounds to be competitive in the open weight class. Now that is a leaner 280 than most strongmen would be, because I am in the Army after all, and I have to maintain certain standards. But I think if I can get a lean mass body weight of up to about 280, I think that puts me competitive. But essentially, if you chase numbers, you start running into problems. So if I can be just as strong at 260, why gain 20 pounds and put that extra stress on my body? So.
And then in terms of tracking nutrition and intake, is it just as by feel for you, as much as you can eat, or do you have a certain amount of calories that you have to get in a day that you're have a nutritionist for, or anything like that?
So I do have a nutrition kind of Excel worksheet that I have, breaks down how many calories I need in a day, proteins, fats, carbs. I don't go into the micronutrients necessarily, because I'm trying to hit the big kind of hallmarks. And so I do track how many calories I need in a day, and I have to hit my marks. Right now on the weight gain portion, I'm gaining at about 6,500 to 7,000 calories a day. I'm gaining weight, so I don't have much more than that. And as my body levels off, I have to readjust, or if I gain too much fat, I have to readjust. So it's really a continuous process of tinkering with it to see how my body responds.
Cool.
So I was born and raised in Erie, Pennsylvania. That's the northwest corner of Pennsylvania between Cleveland and Buffalo, kind of a small town. Multi-sport athlete growing up. I played baseball, basketball, football, wrestled a little bit, you name it. I was just very, very athletically inclined, and I wanted to be physical. Pretty good at football. I got scholarship offered, a lot of D2, a few D1. Ended up having to turn those down due to injury. So that's just the way it happens, and that kind of shaped my future in sports more than anything, because it gave me such a solid background playing team sports, playing baseball is a team sport, but there's a lot of individual effort involved there. I learned how to play as a team and individual as well. Bowling was another one. I was a bowler, carried a 220 average, no big deal, but Yeah, so that shaped my athletic career right there. I learned so much. There's different ways of being athletic and being an athlete, and I played at a high level and was recruited at a high level. So I was very fortunate in that regard.
And then after high school sports, getting into fitness outside of sports, what was the first type of fitness that you got into?
Yeah, so when the high school sports, high school athletics ends and you don't play college ball, or even after college ball ends, there's something that needs to happen after, right? Most athletes don't just stop. I found it was kind of like bodybuilding, kind of like a typical intro gym rat type program. I did enjoy like heavy power cleans and deadlifts. I enjoyed the heavier lifts as I was doing those programs. And back in those days, we got our workouts out of muscle mag and muscular development and things like that. So that kind of was the intro to the fitness in the gym, so to speak, for me.
And then moving on from just kind of the amateur, everyday gym guy into becoming an elite level strongman, how did that transition work, and what had originally got you into strongman, and then how did you pick up into becoming an elite level training?
Yeah, like I said, I was doing the kind of the gym lifts, just training to get strong and wanted to look good. I was at Fort Carson, Colorado, and a guy that had done strongman before very well at a lightweight saw me deadlifting and was like, "Hey, you're pretty strong." And of course, I loved hearing that, and I was like, "Yeah, talking a little bit." Then he had me trying to atlas stone, and those are those big boulders everyone sees on TV where they lift and load them on the platform. Lifted it, loaded it, no problem, and it was such a rush. I felt powerful, I felt accomplished because it was something not normal. And so I started training for strongman and quickly found out that I had a knack for it. My first competition, I took third. I qualified for nationals my first year. I took third at my first nationals, competed the Arnold within my first year of the sport, and within 2 years I was professional 105 kilogram strongman. And just as I competed and got better, I learned more and more how adept I was at the sport. Yeah, so I achieved an elite level fairly easy compared to a lot of my peers. I believe due to my background in the infantry. In the infantry, especially the U.S. Army, it's a little tougher. There's a little grit involved. We do have an event called the Husafel where you pick it up for 60 seconds and walk, maybe 200 feet, 300 feet. It's not that big a deal to me because I've walked 25, 30, 35 miles at once with a heavy ruck, under load. To me, that's more difficult than walking for 60 seconds no matter what I'm carrying. And a lot of my peers haven't experienced that kind of difficulty, physical difficulty in life. Thank you for joining me, Day of My Life. Hope you learned something. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow us. Stay tuned for more training, more nutrition, more athlete highlights,